Hey, this is Odcast episode 6. Welcome.
Hi.
Let's give a clap.
Hey, guys.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to go around the room and introduce everyone so you know who all these amazing voices are. This is me, Julian. We're going to go anti-clockwise.
It's actually clockwise.
That's clockwise, buddy.
This is clockwise?
Think about a clock.
You know, I have a
Look at
digital
that.
clock.
Look at the second hand right there.
Okay, Tati, next.
Always right.
Yeah, I'll cut that bit out.
Okay, so my name is Tatyana.
My name is Melissa.
It's Daniel, once again.
Also returning, John Luke.
And I am here again, Jared.
Welcome, everybody. This is our first episode together as this group. So we're going to talk about travel this time. This was Tati's recommendation, and so we're going to start with who has been to other places than here.
Who's been to the most places? Why don't we start with that?
Okay.
Not me.
Yeah, not me either. I've
Not
been
me.
to like 2 places.
I've been to places. Where should I start?
How about
Niagara Falls?
Niagara Falls,
Niagara
yeah.
Falls, yes.
Yeah.
I went with my grandpa, and we also went to Canada, which is pretty cool since you
That's
can go
cool.
right across. There's also a boat called Maid of the Mist that you can go on, and you can go actually like around the waterfall, which is pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they also
Mist
have the
because of mist of waterfalls.
yes.
Clever.
Yes.
It was.
And they also have a no smoking sign in a place where there's so much mist that you can't even start the lighter.
Ooh.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's why the snow is like by necessity instead of by rules. All right, awesome. Who's next? Who has been to the next most number of places?
I've been to a couple.
You've been to a couple? How many
Traveling
places
or
have you
living?
been? How about traveling? How about both? I mean,
Ooh,
living
fancy.
counts, right?
Yeah.
Born here, moved to Seattle, moved to Atlanta, been to Canada, been to California, been
Oh, wow.
to Jersey, New
Oh.
York,
Oh, okay.
DC, some of the British Virgin Islands.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's impressive. Which was your favorite?
Seattle. Seattle's the best.
Really? Okay,
Seattle
cool.
was awesome.
You moving back
Seattle's
there one
That's
day?
the name of a coffee.
I know,
company. Just
exactly.
point that out.
John Luke
you.
knows these things.
I do.
Thank you, Seattle's Best, for sponsoring this podcast.
And this is
podcast
is sponsored
I don't know if I'm going to
Seattle's
move back there
Best.
someday. I mean, I've already been there. Maybe not.
Old news.
Would you want to go back?
I'd want to visit. It's been
Okay.
like almost 10 years since I've been there.
Wow.
All right, who's been to the next most places? I know it's not me.
Oh, sorry. In New Orleans.
And your
Wow.
Sorry, forgot about that one.
That's awesome.
Was that it? Do you have more to say about New Orleans?
Food is great. People are interesting. Music was cool.
Music, yeah. My brother went. He said it was, He was underwhelmed, right?
He was whelmed.
He was
He was
whelmed.
whelmed.
Well,
Not over.
All right, well, the last place I went was Nicaragua. We went to this really cool place called Ometepe. It's like, they have like this giant lake. It's called Lake Nicaragua, and it's
I wonder
like,
why they called it that. That's such a
yeah,
odd name.
it's a lake in Nicaragua.
Right?
Yeah. Very creative naming.
Yeah.
I think it's the only lake in the world that has sharks or something like that.
What?
A lake
Like
has sharks.
And you
little
went
ones,
you
yeah,
went
like
willingly
fresh
to this
water.
lake.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like swim in it.
Okay.
I think people do. They have like a
I'm
beach
sure they do. I'm a chicken though.
area.
I'd do it.
but-
You would do it.
Yeah, well, you
If
like
I had your
sharks.
skills, I would do it too.
wait, my swimming skills or my punching shark skills?
Both.
Both.
But yeah, it's a really cool island. They have monkeys and it's rainforest and stuff. We went I almost said kayaking. Is that a thing?
Kayaking.
I meant kayaking.
Hiking
yeah.
and then kayaking afterward.
Because they have
Trademark.
the island is made up of 2 volcanoes. So in between the 2 volcanoes, they have like a river.
Was
So
it made from said volcanoes?
I believe so.
That's
yeah,
cool.
that's
That's
how
awesome.
land happens, right?
That
like
is
the
cool.
volcanoes go up.
That's how
and then-
Earth happens.
I'm assuming
yeah.
they have not recently been active at all.
I think they are technically active. Like they weren't like dormant, but I think it's
Okay.
been like 20 years or something.
I guess we'll find out in a couple of years.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of
But
time.
yeah.
Maybe by the time you're listening to this.
Nicaragua.
No,
I apologize. I apologize. That was
Yeah.
bad.
That was not very good.
I'll take the penalty punches for that one.
What have people done in this state, Florida?
In the state of Florida?
St. Augustine. I went
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
I've never
I
been.
love
I've
that
been
place.
there.
Never been to St.
I was
Augustine?
super bored.
Were you
because
ever
it
a
was, like,
fourth
just
grader?
history.
I didn't go
How
on
old
that
were
trip.
you?
I was like
John
9 or
Luke.
something.
Has anybody been to the Everglades?
Oh, I have.
Actu-
But I think we did a boat or something there,
Did
but
a
like I was
thing?
super
Airboat?
little. Yeah.
Did a thing
Yeah,
go
maybe that.
over?
The what?
The Everglades with the alligators.
The alligators.
Alligators and the
Alligators.
crocodiles.
How about like Panama City Beach?
I don't remember that. I don't know
The
what that is.
Panhandle
Panhandle, no.
beaches. I've never been either.
Mm-mm.
I want to go there. They have a
Yeah.
lot of lion fishing there.
Oh,
Lion
that's
fishing.
scary.
Exhilarating.
Aren't they like poisonous?
They're venomous, but they're really docile and
Do they
stupid.
taste good?
I've heard they've tasted good. That's why I want to get them.
Isn't it like illegal to eat them?
No, it's
No, they're like, aren't they like invasive species or
Yeah,
something?
they're-
So people like when you eat them.
They will. The state of Florida will give you money to turn in lionfish, like a
Wow.
lot of money.
Let's go hunting, guys.
Go.
Is it like more valuable than gold per ounce or something?
I can look up how much.
I'm going
it's like
lionfishing.
it's a
Let's go.
ridiculous
John Luke's
amount
next
of money.
vacation is planned.
Like you can hunt them, eat them as much as you want. It's open season, no limit. But
Like all year.
Yeah, no limit, open season, no max capacity.
Please kill all of these things.
No, they're killing the coral and they're killing the native fish.
Okay.
They have no natural they have no natural predators. But yeah, they're just rampant in the Panhandle.
They're not native to here?
No, they started coming around the 80s, and then it's just been growing ever since because nothing is eating them, or very few things are eating them.
These
Yeah,
for the same
they're
kind of
beautiful
reason.
fish.
That's the picture that we're
Doesn't
putting.
look accurate.
Okay, Daniel has showed us a picture of a lion photoshopped onto a fish.
I was pretty hyped for that, actually.
I honestly didn't see the lion.
Wow.
He's like, it's a beautiful fish, right? I'm like, what?
What?
That's the picture for the YouTube video right there.
That's it.
Yes.
Perfect. Yes.
All right. So Whole Foods offers lionfish for $9
Whoa.
per pound. So you could sell it.
What is that compared
Pretty
to
cheap.
steak?
Compared for them.
Steak? I don't know. I
that-
only eat
that
steak. I
seems
don't compare
expensive.
prices. I just throw money at clerks and say, "Give me meat.
Give me assorted meats, please.
Give me assorted
Yeah.
meats.
Give me all of the steak and eggs you have.
Yes.
Give me all of the steak and eggs
It's
you
like your
have."
best steak
No,
there.
that's bacon
Oh, I
eggs.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Just put it to the
Why would
situation.
you
was
call
funny,
this
though.
a steak? It is not that.
It's like, you know what? Just give me all the bacon eggs you have.
No, I don't think you understand.
You understand what I just said? What you thought was bring me a lot. What I said was bring me all of the bacon
Oh my
eggs
gosh,
that you
that's
have.
so bad.
Thank
for
you, Ron Swanson, for
We
being who
appreciate
you
it.
are.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't ever change.
Who else has been to places?
I've been to a couple places.
Okay, what places have you been
I've
to?
been to California.
Okay.
I've been to Arizona.
That's places.
I've been on a couple cruises to like St. Thomas.
So you've been to the
Rico.
ocean.
I've been on the ocean.
Cool. I've been to Arizona as well. Did you see the Grand Canyon when you were in Arizona?
did.
You did.
And let me say,
What did you think of it?
it looks fake.
I know.
It looks like I'm
a
looking at a
movie
Photoshop
backdrop.
picture.
It does.
I went to the Grand Canyon. I was super little, and all I remember is my parents not letting me be near the edge. And actually, I want to
That's smart.
say I don't know if
People die
rode a
often
donkey
from falling
down.
off.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Or
really
we saw
sad.
people riding donkeys down, but interesting.
Yeah.
You see a lot of squirrels there.
Really?
You
There's
do.
a lot of
Surprising.
signs. Do not feed the squirrels. And
Right.
what do you see people doing?
Feeding
Feeding the squirrels.
Yeah.
Side note: I was downtown the other day, and I saw an officer feeding a squirrel an Oreo.
I saw that.
And this squirrel, I was like, what's this squirrel gonna do? He jumped down, came up, grabbed the Oreo, and just looked at it, and it ran back up and looked at it again.
Like the
Beautiful
whole-
And then he kept
creation.
the whole Oreo. It was like mini Oreos like in the bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was like
Oh,
a little,
like the easy, like
Oh,
they
that's
had
so
that
cute.
for the what's the the cheese ones, the cheese crackers, like
Ritz?
Cheez-Its?
The mini Ritz, the
I think
bite-sized
it's
Ritz.
Ritz. Yeah, that's the size I think of. Like it's the same.
Yeah, that's
they have
very
all of
accurate.
them things. Yeah.
My great grandfather used to feed squirrels peanut M&Ms. Oh, like he would give them 3 intentionally, and like
Okay.
one would go in one cheek, and one would go in the other cheek, and they'd try to get the third one.
That's
in,
awesome.
and it would pop out. And he
That's
would,
amazing.
from what I've heard, I never heard him tell the story, but he would just like sit there watching the squirrel struggling.
That's awesome.
That's like giving a dog peanut butter.
Yep.
That's the best.
Wow.
Oh, side note, I used to have squirrels.
As pets?
Yeah, as pets.
Really?
In your house?
In 2005, yeah, after the
Wow.
hurricanes, it's from our
Aw.
tree in our house. We found 3 baby squirrels.
That's awesome.
And we raised them with like little doll bottles, and we put little milk in it.
Do they follow you everywhere?
Yeah.
Really?
And we kept them in the back porch, and when you would walk out, they would jump on you.
Oh,
was awesome.
that's awesome.
My mom didn't like that part,
Oh,
but
I see.
it was cool.
But you like that part.
Well, eventually they died.
Oh, okay, like you didn't release
of
them
old
to the
age.
wild.
Well, they stayed around the house. And they would come in and out of the back porch.
What is that?
This is John Luke.
That's John Luke as
Daniel has
Picture
presented a
evidence.
picture of
Thank you.
John Luke with a squirrel
I
on
needed
his
that
shoulder.
in my life.
Yep.
That's awesome.
my favorite picture of all time.
Wearing a Spider-Man
A
shirt.
boy and his squirrel.
He looks so serious.
Is that also going on
It
the
is,
YouTube?
right?
Is that
Looks
the
like he's
YouTube
about to go on
version?
a grand adventure with this little squirrel.
That's
What was his
my
name?
picture.
Yes.
We must save
Yes.
so
Together we will find the Dread Pirate
Would you watch
Rogers.
this movie?
I would watch.
I would too, yeah.
You don't need all the Goonies. You just need John Luke.
Me
Exactly.
and my squirrel.
Yep.
Bro, you could
Wow.
be a Goonies member.
That is a great movie.
Goonies never say die.
I love the Goonies.
I've never seen
Never
it.
seen it.
It's an
What?
old movie.
You
Dude,
never
me
seen
neither.
What?
Well, we expect it from you.
Yeah.
I expect
Yeah.
from him actually. So
I feel like I don't watch movies just to say
You don't watch
I've never
movies?
seen, just to say I've never seen it because I'm super hipster that way. No, I don't. I just honestly, I just never did it as a kid.
Movies are mainstream. I like projections or something. No,
Like
you're going backwards.
photographs.
Is it on YouTube? Never seen it.
Exactly.
I've seen parts of it. I know the little fat kid. He
The
moves
Truffle
his thing.
Shuffle?
And then I know the really ugly looking thing. in that movie. And then that's pretty much the extent of my knowledge.
So you've seen Goonies.
Of course.
Have you guys seen Goonies?
They get stuck in a cave or something. Oh, sorry.
Yes. At some
Spoiler
point.
alert.
It's been a while.
Spoilers.
Spoilers,
Dude, the
guys.
movie came out in the 80s. Like, let's be real.
No.
Hey, Daniel and I haven't seen it yet, so we still need to be spoiler conscious.
Spoilers right here.
It's a coming of age movie about children trying to find treasure and save their family home.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
It is
Yep.
an awesome movie.
Where were we at? Arizona, yeah, Grand Canyon. So, did you get to go to Horseshoe Bend? Has anybody heard of this?
No.
So, Horseshoe Bend is a part of the Grand Canyon, but it is a totally different experience from being at the actual Grand Canyon that everybody sees, because you look down and you see a river going through the bottom of the Horseshoe Bend, and it's beautiful. It's a bend, so it goes in a U-turn. It makes a U-turn, and so you just look down and you can actually grasp like how deep and how big it is with your eyes and with your mind. It seemed so much larger than the Grand Canyon just because I could understand it, and the Grand Canyon you can't understand it. It's just too
gave you like a
massive.
focal point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really popular place for photography. When I went there was like at least 2 or 3 people with a tripod and a nice camera standing at the edge about to drop their, $3,000 camera off the cliff. I almost
worth it for
died.
the shot.
But yeah, it was super cool. Yeah, that's it. Horseshoe Bend right there.
Did you
Beautiful.
post a
That is really
picture?
cool.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Is there rock
That's what I
climbing in the Grand Canyon?
I don't know. Jean-Luc?
I must assume.
I don't know, but I know there's this one part where they have like a glass floor.
Yes,
where you
I
can
did not
walk
get to go
through
there
it.
because I think it was
You can see
closed when we
straight
went.
down.
Oh, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
It is horrifying.
I
I
wanted to
didn't
go.
do it.
You didn't? Okay.
Like,
I saw it. I was like, pass.
Pass.
I'd like to climb it, but just like looking down, that wouldn't be
Like
cool.
climb the whole thing.
No, like a portion of it. Climb the whole Grand Canyon.
Set the goals high.
Sideways.
Yeah,
Just
horizontal.
go sideways across the whole thing.
Just grab, shuffle across the whole Grand Canyon.
Bucket list.
Die.
Yeah. Visit Tahiti. Crab walk the Grand Canyon.
How do you do that? Trust me, I've done it.
And I love how there's 2 images in people's minds right now. There's the thing I'm thinking of, which is like horizontal rock climbing,
Yeah.
and then there's just me crab walking around the perimeter of the Grand Canyon.
A giant tightrope just crab.
No, not even, just the perimeter. Standing on the edge.
I like your picture better.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What
No,
were
I
you
was going to
thinking,
point at
please?
you. You said you went to Philly recently.
I did, yeah. I went to the stairs where Rocky ran up them for the first time in my life, and
Okay.
I got a picture with the Rocky statue
Best
that's
movie
there and everything.
ever. One of the best
movie
movies
ever?
ever.
One of the best movies ever.
And I have seen that one.
You have seen that one?
Excellent. I've seen it
proud of
too. Incredibly.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
I've seen all 4.
I've seen
Wow.
all 7.
7.
I've
Yeah.
seen all 7 multiple times.
Okay.
Soon to be 8.
I've only seen the
I saw
first one.
5, and you're talking about the new ones, right? The
Creed.
continuation.
Yeah, I've seen
I
those
haven't
two.
seen those.
I haven't seen Creed.
Have you seen any of the
It
Rockies?
was interesting. It was
Yeah.
similar but different.
Really?
I have not.
Rocky is
Okay.
one of those movies that will motivate you to do anything.
Yeah, it's true though. It's true. It's a very motivational
It's about
movie.
the journey and how you can get from point A to point B and push yourself.
And it's
Facing
about Philly.
obstacles.
Yeah, facing
it's about
everything
Philly.
against you.
Yeah.
They're great movies, and there were so many great things about that movie. Like the SETI camera was invented for that movie.
Really?
Yeah,
For Rocky?
for Rocky,
That's
Pretty cool.
the SETI
That
camera
is.
was invented for that movie, and it had it had a $1 million budget. That was
You
it.
could spend like $1 million for one scene nowadays.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
CGI.
But yeah, so it was super fun. We went up there. I had a Philly cheesesteak, a
Nice.
real one while I was up there. Yeah, so that made me happy.
Is the Philly cheesesteak over there like the best you've ever had?
Not the one that I had this time. The one I had last time was at Pat's Steak. So there's 2. There's Pat's and Gino's, and so I preferred Pat's out of those. There's one that Pat's son made a restaurant, and it's like I think Jim's or something. That was the best Philly cheesesteak I've ever had. It was super great. Yeah. So that one's I think a little bit south of Philly, but it was awesome. It
What do
was
you
super
put in your
good.
Philly cheesesteak?
Yeah, I was gonna.
So for that one, it was just provolone and just steak and whatever they put in that. But
Onions.
yeah, I think
Peppers.
Peppers.
it had
Mayo.
onions and mayo.
Sometimes they put mayo because it prevents
I
the
don't think I
grease
had
from
mayo.
soaking into the bread.
Huh. Now, I tried mushrooms on the most recent one. I did enjoy that. I didn't try that for the last one, which was my favorite. So, take that for what it's worth. Okay. Yeah. Anybody else experienced Philly cheesesteaks in Philly or nearby?
Never
Or-
been to Philly.
Okay. All right.
Okay, what is the worst place that you have went to? The worst experience traveling.
The worst traveling
Interesting.
experience.
Oh, we had a pretty bad experience in San Francisco too. Even though I love San Francisco, like for the most part, but then we were staying like at an Airbnb, and then we
Okay.
rented a car one night to go to, I don't know, some aquarium. I can't think of where it was right now. But when we were coming back, we had
George
to.
had to go to the aquarium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. That was his trip. That was like his graduation trip. So we went to like all the aquariums.
So you had to
and
feature-
whale
oh,
watching
wow.
and stuff.
You had to humor him.
Yeah.
So this
But-
was the worst experience of your traveling. So
Thank
far.
you, George.
Just this little part.
Okay.
We rented a car, and then we were going back to our place where we were staying, and we had to find street parking. And
Okay.
like it was super late at night, and we were tired, and it was like steep uphill like places. We like almost hit another car trying to like back into a parking, and then like we ended up having to like park blocks and blocks and blocks away, and then walk far at night.
Oh
to
yeah.
Get back to our
Okay.
place.
Yeah.
That was
So, I don't have a bad experience, but a really good experience. Just to go back
Counter
to like
that.
what she was saying. When I was in Monterey Bay, I was
That's where
in
we
an
went.
aquarium,
That's where
and
we were.
in the aquarium was a live jazge band.
What?
In the
Really?
aquarium.
In the aquarium was
That
a
is
live
cool.
jazz
and
band.
did George die?
It
No.
was the most gorgeous
What
thing
a
I've ever seen.
George thing I've ever seen.
Yes,
That's awesome.
it was amazing.
Like,
Oh,
they
wow.
were, they're underwater, or they were just like.
If they were
I was picturing
underwater,
that.
I would have just lost it.
Would have done.
I would have lost it.
Bob,
Yes.
That's what I saw in my head.
Was it?
No.
No. Okay, stop. My dreams are being made.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I just had to put that
Another
there.
bad
That's
experience
awesome.
at that aquarium.
Please.
I was eating chips, and I was like, wow, these are interesting, and they looked all healthy and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, interesting. And then I looked at the bag, and there was like a little cartoon of a little cricket, and I was like,
Oh,
I was like, that's a weird mascot. And I kept reading it, and I was
Kept
like,
reading.
what? So you guys already figured it out.
So.
They were made
so
of
how were
cricket.
they?
Oh dear.
It was good.
Did you finish it?
Protein,
fine.
right?
That's actually not bad because I went to see Spider-Man 2 in theaters, and they had
Oh no.
cricket chip cookies and
What?
mealworm
Chip?
Rice Krispie treats.
Nope.
No.
I did not try either, but Alyssa tried both.
And what did she
Wow.
feel about this?
She said it's not that bad.
Mealworm.
Rice Krispie treats.
Oh goodness.
But like, was it all like?
It
did
was-
it just have mealworms, or was it all mealworm?
It was baked into it.
So were they squishy? That's the question.
Yeah, that's the right question.
I don't know because
What
I
was
didn't
the
eat them.
texture?
It'd be crunchy.
I did
like,
not know.
Dry.
Dry.
Oh yeah, when
Yeah,
they
they're
cookies.
dried,
Yeah.
Okay.
but still ew.
Still, yeah.
Yeah.
San Francisco was great though.
Yeah, walking around the city was
Very-
really nice, and then it got
Yeah.
dark, and we're like, well, it's getting a little sketchy out here, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna go back to the hotel.
I love the weather over there. It's
Oh, it
really
was
nice.
beautiful.
Windy.
Is it?
And we
I've
stayed
heard-
right next to Fisherman's Wharf. It was awesome.
The touristy part with like the pier and like the seals and stuff, like shops and
Yeah.
There's Apple. There's
Is there?
Google.
Always Apple.
what? At
Apple and
Fisherman's
Google.
Wharf?
No.
I didn't know. Sponsored by Apple.
At California. This is California,
Oh
so
right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like Silicon Valley though,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
like an hour away from San
That
Francisco.
that's my dream trip.
Yeah,
I want to
oh
go
my
there and just
gosh.
tour
I can
all
just
the tech
picture you.
buildings. Let's
So-
do it, John Luke.
What is everyone's dream
Oh,
vacation
that's
or
a good one.
place they would
That's
like
a
to
good
visit
one.
sometime?
Go to Apple and
We
Google
got
at
you.
California. Yeah.
I'd probably want to go to either Rome
That's cool.
or Spain, Barcelona,
For what?
Mm.
just to see it.
Architecture? They say it's like the greatest city in the
Architecture,
world.
the
Architecture.
I'm gonna eat a lot of food while I'm on
Yeah.
vacation.
Okay.
Just try everything.
Fair enough. Jerry?
Greece, Italy, and Ireland. That's the food and the diving. Well, Greece, Italy, Ireland, Australia for the diving and the food.
Once Steve Irwin got taken out, I'm too afraid
Okay,
to go on that water.
okay. I don't want to speak, poorly on him, but he grabbed a manta ray by the tail. I mean, I've swim with stingrays in the wild. I swim with stingrays in captivity. They're fine.
Okay.
I mean, don't
Tati?
be that guy, but that's what happened.
Yeah,
He's
I
like, not
want.
to speak badly out of
I
him.
do not want to go to
but-
Australia where half the things are trying
Right.
to kill you.
Yeah.
Oh, the Goliath spider?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Bird eating
The thing that
spider.
eats birds?
I do
Yeah.
not do spiders at all.
That's scary.
Not
Yeah.
at all.
I hate
I
them.
think Tati?
I think my number one right now would be London.
Okay.
Just because, like, I'm so into, like, 60s and 70s, like, fashion and music,
mod.
and that was, like, all there. So I'd like to see, like, all those landmarks and stuff.
Cool. I would go there just because they filmed Sherlock there.
Awesome.
I would like to go to Japan and see the cherry blossoms bloom,
That
and
would be
also
pretty.
Italy. I want to see if I could see another corbeau. That would be cool.
Another corvo.
I would get it. Yeah.
Because we're Italian, so
Yeah.
you would think in Italy there would be
In
more
Italy.
Italian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ends, yeah.
It's gonna happen to me one more time. Just wait for it.
I think I never really wanted to travel. I'm like, because everyone's like, I want to see the world. I want to do. I'm just
I don't
like,
wanna
I don't know if
see
I'm
the
lazy. I have no desire to like
You're just
see anything.
content.
It's pretty bad. I'll
Content
admit.
and
But
lazy are-
for me, I always tell people it's not what I'm doing; it's who I'm doing it with. So
Yeah,
like,
you get
That's
that.
cool.
I can
Yeah.
literally be sitting at my
That's
house doing
very-
nothing. And if
very
I'm with my
true.
friends, I'm having a good time. So
Yeah.
if I were to make a trip out of going with people, I think it'd be fun. However, the one thing I want to do is
The
go
one
to
thing.
Milan, Italy, visit San Siro Stadium, and watch AC Milan play in the Derby versus Inter Milan. And that would be my dream vacation. My love of soccer. Get to go to Italy, neat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful scenery near Lake Como, all that good stuff.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Good time.
Yeah, and I said mine already, but I just want to get a tour of the new Apple. What's it? The Apple World or something?
They got a theme park now?
Exactly. Apple
It's a
Park.
small
$1,000
buy.
Apple Park.
Park.
Yeah. So the new
But
Apple
that's cheap.
Park.
They haven't done that yet.
They finished it.
Wait, done what?
Oh, Apple Park. I'm talking
Oh,
about.
they mean like a theme
Like
park.
they're really happy.
No,
What
no.
is it?
What am I doing? I need to get over there and give him this idea.
Yeah. Tell
Tim
them that.
Cook, come on, man.
Get out of my office.
Yeah.
How'd you get it?
They tase you from your iPhone. They just have that
Oh
capability.
my god!
Wait, they actually do have
Those
phone
taser- yeah, those
cases.
taser iPhones.
What?
They have phone
No.
cases that
Yeah.
have tasers on them.
No.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Also lighters.
This is like,
Yes.
Yes.
They have
Wow.
fake
Are the same
iPhones that
one
are
or is it
tasers.
separate?
Really?
Separate ones.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is that illegal?
It probably.
Mostly yes.
Mostly.
they write
yes.
the rules. They
I
can
mean,
do
can
that.
you
That's
carry
true.
a taser?
Yes.
Yes,
You
you
can.
Pretty sure you can.
There's probably some like licensing you have to have.
Weird
but-
rule? Weird
I-
law?
It wasn't a
Taser
real
license?
law.
No, I
yeah.
said weird
Florida
law.
law.
Weird law.
Florida law? I don't know.
I don't know. Florida
It's
law.
probably
It's an
like a
Alaskan
certain-
law.
It's an Alaskan.
Okay, so in Florida, most people may purchase, possess, openly or concealed, or use a non-lethal stun gun for self-defense without obtaining a permit. However, you may not purchase, possess, or use a stun gun if you are a convicted felon.
Oh, okay.
So we're
That makes
good.
perfect sense.
Reasonable.
By stun gun, does it mean like phaser?
Phaser.
Because that's what I'm thinking.
Because
That's what I'm hearing.
There's a difference.
Taser.
There's a difference between a taser and a stun gun.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really? What's a stun gun?
A stun gun? It shoots projectiles, doesn't
It
it?
shoots the prongs, I believe.
Oh.
And it sticks
Isn't that what
into
a
your
taser
skin
does?
and
No,
shocks you.
taser's up close.
You
It's like
hold
a
it,
handheld
right?
thing.
It's close contact.
Oh.
Like you're in
So
a
wouldn't-
bubble.
Wouldn't a stun gun be like more
like
worse?
like
Right?
hardcore, because it embeds into your skin.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
It has to-
So if you're
it
allowed
has to
to
have
carry a
two-
stun gun, then you're probably allowed to carry a taser.
Right? Yeah.
You have to have two to complete the circuit through a person's shotgun weapon.
Speaking
Within
of
arm's
Apple,
reach.
Yeah.
did you hear about the news?
What news?
All the new Apple news.
What new Apple
There are
news?
new Apple leaks.
So
There's all kind of
we
news Apple
discussed the
news.
iPhone. No, but this is like
This is
Legit. This is a
like
legitimate
today.
leak.
this is
Really?
like as of like right now, like right before we
Yes.
came here. Breaking news.
I didn't hear it. What is it?
well, for one thing,
John Luke's like Apple resident.
for one thing, they are canceling the SE2.
Really?
Whoa.
That's okay.
No longer happening.
That's okay. The
Also,
reason that's okay is because they're making the cheap one, right?
cheap,
Cheap iPhone
as
X
in
one.
like $700.
Yeah,
Kind of cheap compared to
it's
the
cheap
other
for
ones.
Apple at this time.
Yep.
What else?
Anything
They're
else?
making what? A cheaper X?
Yeah, they're making a cheaper iPhone
a budget
10.
X, and then they have an X Plus, and then I think a 9.
What's like
Really?
not going to be in the cheaper one?
Okay, so 3D Touch will not be in it, which is the thing where you hard press.
But they're trying to get rid of that, though.
Yeah, it's stupid anyway. Except George uses it all the time.
The only one.
Yeah, he's the only user.
I sometimes use it when you press and hold the side of your iPhone. It
Okay.
opens up the app switcher.
Oh, that's cool.
So if your home button's not working, you
Yeah.
can do that.
That's cool.
Do I have that? Or that's only newer ones?
Yeah.
Which one is
Success.
yours? Success is the first one to have it.
You
Isn't
can
it?
grab it right there.
Really?
You
Yeah.
push down right there. You can like switch.
Bet you didn't know that.
See, I'm not an Apple
what?
user except for the iPad, so I don't know.
Oh!
Technically,
Thought you
you're
discovered a new
It
feature on our
works.
phone.
There you go.
But the phone.
Wow.
Usually people are like, "Oh, the phone
That's
is
so handy.
Apple." And then I don't know.
If you look
Yeah.
at the iPad, it's literally the same thing.
Yeah,
It's a
iPhone
smaller
is like
iPad.
equivalent with
True.
Apple in a lot of people's minds.
I think, honestly, I feel
the
like a lot
one
of people
thing-
get into it through the iPad.
Through the iPad.
It is
True.
convenient
Yeah, I see a lot of
hardware, I'm
people with
not gonna lie.
Android phones but use an Apple tablet.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah, and I'm
me.
like, that
like me, yeah. No,
I
it
do
makes
that.
total sense. The
Yeah.
reason
Yeah.
is because there are no good Android tablets. Zero.
Unfortunately.
Zero.
But then I have to say, the best part about Apple is their ecosystem. So
Yeah.
if you're going to go in with a tablet,
Everything's got to
it
go.
only
That's why
makes
so
sense
many
to go
people
in
have
with the
iPhones
phone.
and MacBooks.
Yeah, because it just...
Not many people have MacBooks, though.
Yeah, probably not.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing. I have
Expensive.
an HP. I have an HP
Right.
computer which runs Windows. I have an iPad and I have a Samsung.
I have
So-
basically the same.
You have basically the same. What I like about having the diversity is if I want to send an email or receive an email from someone, they can send
Nothing
it,
won't work.
exactly. They can send it to me from any platform, and I can always access it. And that's why having the diversity, I like it.
I mean, the thing about, like, you have that option as well, and I think Apple, but it's just like until you've seen it all work in action, it's so beautiful. Like I'm just in my room on my MacBook, and my phone's across the world, and someone calls me, and I answer my phone through my computer, and I'm straight up
That
talking to
does
you,
sound really
and then
cool.
I get a text, and I'm like, okay, and I'm talking to you, and I'm answering my text right there, and I hit go, and it's on all my other devices at
Is that
one
for
time.
new MacBooks, or do you have like an older
That's all-
one?
I have a 2013, no, 20.
I can see the appeal on
That's
that.
pretty cool.
And that's just for me. It's just so seamless, and that's like the best part of having Apple. I think is just the fact that they all.
Most people
It
say it's the
works.
ecosystem. Yeah.
And I'm the kind of guy like I don't even change my ringtone. Like literally, I maybe
Defaults.
swap my wallpaper every year, and it's like
Wow.
I don't need all the extra bells and whistles. I'm
Yeah.
pretty like as long as the
And-
basics work well, I'm happy.
Yeah,
I get
and
that.
honestly, like Android is like, oh, customizability, it's super cool, you can do all this stuff. I just use stock Android. I don't change it. I use my Android as if I'm using an Apple device. You know, I'm not going to change anything on it.
Same. Same.
Especially the reason I like Voyager so much out of all the Star Treks is because they featured Borg so heavily throughout it. I really did enjoy that.
And would you like to elaborate on what a Borg is?
Yeah, because I haven't
those
gotten
are
there
the-
yet,
okay.
so you know,
That's
no
not-
spoilers.
I'm pretty sure
Julie.
we probably have no
So
idea
should
what's
I not
happening.
It's
elaborate, or
okay.
should
Go
I-
ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
wait,
go
who
ahead.
knows what a
Just
Borg
spoil
is?
everything. I know it's a Star Trek, but I don't know what it
half
is
the
yet.
room.
So
Everyone knows what Borg
I've
is.
only gotten into the TOS, the original series,
Yeah.
and that's
Are you-
all.
are you
I'm only
going,
on the
like-
second season.
are you going
I
in
go in order. I have
Okay.
problems. I must
No,
go
it's
in
fine.
order.
No,
I
it's not
agree with
problems.
that.
It's good.
Did you start?
I used to do one episode of Voyager.
Enterprise? Star Trek Enterprise?
I haven't. I'm trying to go directly in order. Even the
'Cause,
movies,
yeah.
I'm going from the
'Cause
beginning
technically
of the beginning.
Enterprise
Enterprise
was
is
made
before the original series.
It wasn't made before, but it was set before.
It's a
Chronological.
prequel. It's a prequel to
Technically.
the original.
I
But
just
yeah,
felt,
that's
you
a
know,
Borg. So for everyone here,
oh.
Borg is from Star Trek, and they were introduced in Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Next Gen.
They are a race of cyborgs who they have. Their main idea is to assimilate other cultures and other races and other types of alien, and they copy their technology.
Like hive mind kind
Hive
of.
mind,
Kind of, exactly.
Yeah, they say that a lot during the
What was really cool about the Borg was, like, Next Gen was so low budget at, like, certain points before it got really popular. The Borg ships, which are, like, the
cubes.
the industrial-looking cubes,
Yeah.
those are actually model car trays. Have you ever, like, played with model cars?
Yeah.
And you know how it's, like, the black tray with all the pieces?
Oh,
they just took
really?
a bunch of those and glued those together and just, like, kind of
Wow.
strung them because they couldn't afford,
Yeah.
like, those
That's
kinds of
pretty
special
awesome.
effects.
So that's how I can make them for my movies.
Yes, yeah.
Do it.
It's
It'd be
awesome.
really funny if you had, like, a Borg model, like, and it was just car pieces.
Yeah, exactly. Just from other,
Yeah.
box sets.
Rejected models.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the Queen Borg, and
She almost looks like Randall from Monsters Inc.
She almost looks like Darth Vader without a helmet.
That's true. So yeah, but she's supposed to be the Queen Borg, and that was Voyager. She was in.
She was in Voyager?
Yeah, the Queen Borg.
Really?
That was the only one she was in. Yeah.
Well, I mean, she was in First Contact, the movie.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Yeah, she was in Voyager too. Yeah.
She tried to make Data love her. Like, he had his emotion chip, but she, like, skin grafted a face and, like...
What?
Portion.
I don't remember this at all.
You don't remember that?
No.
Yeah.
I do not recall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Like,
Okay.
she gave him feeling, like, to what Borgs have, and that's why he was a big portion of the conflict in that
Oh,
film.
that's cool. Yeah, I don't remember that one bit. Wow. Yeah, the Star Trek movies, like, I like the shows more than the movies.
Really?
Just personally, yeah. I know that the movies probably had a bigger budget and stuff, but, the shows are what Star Trek is mostly associated with, and they had the recurring characters that they got to develop over a longer period of time. Q. I love the recurring themes of Q. It was so awesome. You have yet to get to all
you
these
have a
things.
lot to
Yeah.
catch up on.
I'm not there yet.
That's okay, yeah.
Someday.
Yeah. So has anybody heard Trekkie versus Trekker?
I'm a
I've
Trekker.
heard- yeah. So Trekker, the
Yeah.
people who call themselves Trekker say that is the more into Star Trek group of people.
Yeah.
And yet, I have always heard Trekkie all the time. so
I've heard
I don't
Trekkie,
know.
not
What,
Trekker.
yeah, same. So I have not. So what? Why did you choose
So
to be called a Trekker?
Trying to make its theme esteemed. It's a high quality Trek.
So it's greater
It's a
than
Trekker.
Trekkie.
I feel like one group just has like a better like
Understanding.
PR team,
Oh.
and they're just like
Better height
I think-
than-
just got out.
I think Trekker was the original people who were into
Really?
it, and then Trekkie kind of came along later on as like an insult, but it kind of became.
Really?
I feel like people who aren't into Star Trek kind of gave people the name Trekkie, and I
That's
feel like
what- that's
maybe
what it
they
was,
kind
yeah.
of dubbed themselves
That was more
Trek.
popular.
And they were like, I don't want to be that. I want to be.
They
I
were
wanna
kind of
be-
like, look
yeah.
at those Trekkies over there.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's kind of
Okay.
like
Completely conjecture. I have
technicians
no
versus
idea.
techies.
Cool.
I think Leonard Nimoy actually said something about that.
Who's that? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I know that.
We
You
talked
almost
about
got
this
kicked
last
out.
week.
No, I know that.
He changed,
Spock.
he changed my life.
The ear,
Yeah, yeah,
the
he
guy
let
with the
you.
ears, right?
Oh, Melissa, you didn't hear
Yeah.
this.
No, she heard it.
You heard it on the podcast, but you didn't get to discuss, did you? Jared has met Leonard Nimoy.
I know.
Yeah,
That is not right. He's my
highly
love.
jealous.
Like, how dare you? How dare you?
Sorry, I didn't appreciate it as much as you would have.
I learned about him too late. He was already dead.
Oh.
How depressing is
Wow,
that?
that is.
That's
Like, I love
impressive.
him so much. It's
Oh,
so bad.
wow.
That's actually really
So,
sad.
So all
Yeah.
of his content that he will ever produce has already been produced. That's locked.
Unless they take
Wow.
his brain and like make a computer out of it.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, they'll do that. Voyager was my favorite. I like the Doctor actually from Voyager, the holographic Doctor.
Oh, okay. I like Deep Space Nine.
Really, I disliked Deep Space Nine.
Oh, really? Tell me why.
yeah. Did you like Deep Space Nine?
I did not see it.
Okay. What'd
So,
you like
yeah.
about it?
I like. Okay, to me, the whole space station
Yeah.
gave me a really like New York City feel. Where
Okay.
like it's a big mixing pot
Conglomeration of
yeah,
different. Yeah.
of aliens and
Different
humans
aliens.
and
Not
Federation and the
Whoa.
Klingons and like I think the Borg came in at some point.
Isn't
And
Klingon
Yeah.
like the language?
no,
they
no,
speak?
the
It-
clean.
It is.
It's the language in this race.
It is. It's a race of aliens, and they also speak the language Klingon.
Gotcha.
They
You
are
can make-
Klingons, and they speak Klingon.
And the home planet is Kronos.
Do people speak these languages in real life?
Yes.
You can
Okay.
major
You can
in
learn
Klingon in
Klingon.
college.
That's
You
what I had a
can.
feeling you could.
and you can become
What?
a Klingon translator for
In
Comic-Con.
college?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
you can.
You can be
Yeah.
a
But
translator.
You
Yeah.
can be a Klingon
But
translator.
this same thing is with a bunch of different.
Right?
What job
Made up
security
majors.
do you have?
Sci-fi.
You can go to
Once a year at the con. That's
Which
it.
nerds will pay you to do that?
Yeah.
No, like you can go to Comic-Con with a person who wants to be an authentic Klingon, and they will
Wow.
speak in complete Klingon
That's
the entire
insane.
time, and you follow them around and translate for them.
Do they get paid money for that?
Yeah.
That's sad.
That's cool.
Well, I guess there's plenty of cons. I mean, if you like travel
MegaCon, Dragon
all over.
Con.
True.
Yeah. I thought you meant cons to that job.
Oh yeah, that too.
Cons to
That's
being
so
a
bad.
con.
What do you say?
Too.
I like your costume.
He wants a picture with you.
What was really cool about Deep Space Nine, though, I love on Star Trek how they would always do like kind of the time travel episodes.
Yeah, that's cool.
And in Deep Space Nine, not to like spoil that, but they went back into.
Spoils.
It's okay.
All right, I won't say it.
At this point, just go. Just
No,
go.
I won't.
We've spoiled so
You'll
much
get to
already.
it. You'll get to it.
It's okay.
Just cover your
It
ears.
is good
Go, la, la,
content.
la, la.
Spread the word of the Star Trek.
Spread the word of the the word of the Star Trek.
When they went back, have you seen all of Deep Space Nine?
Yeah.
When they went back to the Trouble with Tribbles episode of the original series.
Okay.
And it was like
Oh, I kinda
Cisco
remember
and
that,
the
yeah.
team, and they went back, and it was like almost a seamless Photoshop, in my opinion. Like it was done so well.
That's cool.
Like between the sets and the.
They went back to an original series episode, and they were in that episode, walking around in the episode.
What was really cool was they had Worf there, and he's a Klingon, and they had like the original series Klingons, and they looked different.
Yeah. They look
and
like
they
human,
addressed it
like
in the
in the-
episode. And what was cool about Enterprise is they actually explain why that happened, like why
Whoa.
there's a difference between this time period of Klingon and that time period. Of
So
Klingon.
why is there a difference?
I'm not
It's
going to spoil it. 'cause
Definitely
you-
not
Yeah, I
because
haven't gotten
the
there yet.
effects
Just-
improved over the years or anything. Definitely not that.
I kind of like when movies go back and like address plot holes and things like that.
That's cool.
I
yeah.
think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that
Because
is.
you
Like
could, like the big
Rogue
one,
One?
Rogue One, Star Wars. It was literally like a movie as
$80
to
million.
why we put a hole in the Death Star.
Yeah.
It's like that was the whole point of that entire plot.
That's
But
funny.
it's still you have
$80
a good
million
time.
for a plot hole.
That's-
No, it's probably more than that.
Hey, they
pretty
made
giant
more
ball.
than that.
They made
No, they
tons
made a
more than
lot.
It's a
that.
pretty
I
giant
liked
ball.
Rogue One.
But
I
on,
liked it too.
okay, so on a separate thing, as a Star Trek fan that you guys are,
Yes.
do you appreciate Star Wars as well?
Personally, I used to. I'm less of a fan of Star Wars now,
Same
just for
boat.
like different reasons. I used to really be into both. I think as I got older, I appreciated Star Trek more because it was more harder science, where Star Wars was more like wishy-washy.
Yeah,
Magic
very
science.
like
Magic
mystically.
science.
Yeah, a lot
Right.
more like religious based.
Yeah.
and so I preferred Star Trek because it was
Jedi.
a lot more hard science and like this is cool.
I
because
liked
of-
also the ethical kind of subplots in Star Trek. I thought that was cool because they went through actual like ethical debates and different
Yes.
topics and stuff.
Yes.
And diplomacy and going through different, different planets and stuff
And
and
their
visiting
customs.
those.
I
Yeah.
think a big thing I like about Star Wars is they also kind of do that with the whole Force thing. I mean, the whole Star Wars plot is it's Anakin. That's his whole. The whole thing is a
Basically,
Skywalker
Unfortunately,
family.
The prequel.
Yeah, and everything's a Skywalker family and the lineage through that. But I think a really cool subplot for me is always like the whole balance thing of the Force, and it's really cool. Like I've read things talks about like our Jedi's maybe the bad guys, or maybe the Sith trying to free people from the oppression of the Jedi. Like I've seen a lot of like
Jar Jar
counter-
is the Phantom Menace.
Oh yeah,
Jar
right.
Jar is the king.
He was a Sith Lord. He was
to correct my previously wrong statement, $265 million was the budget for Rogue One. $1.56 billion was the gross box
Yo.
office.
There you go. They're doing it right.
That's insane. Yeah.
Is it the most profitable franchise?
I don't know.
Or has
Probably.
Marvel
No.
passed it?
Probably Marvel, maybe James Bond. I mean, James Bond has over 25 movies.
True, but I mean, I
Does
don't
that
know.
count?
I mean, it could count. I just feel
It's
like
a
now.
franchise.
just
Marvel.
unfair.
Movies make more money now than they did
Oh,
back
yeah.
then, so I feel
But
like
again, think about inflation.
Yeah, but they adjust for that.
Do they
But
adjust for it?
Yeah, they
Okay.
do.
There's
But
a
I-
website that.
Yeah, they always do. Because you have also 3D and all the extra things
yeah,
like
it's
that
like,
they never had
hey,
back
watch
then.
this movie 18 different ways and then buy it on Blu-ray so you can watch it more times.
HD, IMAX,
Exactly.
4D.
3D.
19D. Okay.
How many eyes do you have?
You're actually there.
We make you an extra on this set.
I always said I would actually
The
be.
movie.
I would be a
That's
really.
100D.
I'd be a fan of like simulator movies. I feel
Simulator
like that would
movies,
be. Yeah,
what
like
does that mean?
like you go into a movie theater. I don't know if they
You
can do it
mean
in
theater?
In
No.
the, yeah,
Well, that's kind of what 4D is.
Is
Like
it?
your seat
Oh,
shakes.
they spray you with water. They hit you
Okay.
with a fan.
Okay, so maybe something like that,
Oh,
but a
like-
little
In
bit.
40, they spray you with water.
Yeah,
I've never
Like
experienced
Honey,
that.
Honey, I
Not
Shrunk
water
the
gun,
Kids,
but like
right?
yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what-
yeah,
like a
yeah.
Yeah,
Bugs
yeah,
Life?
I went to that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Bugs Life. Yeah.
like Bugs Life.
Well, yeah,
you
I
feel
had
like
something
the
like,
little rats.
like that, but
Yeah,
maybe a little
yeah.
bit more.
That was
like-
the
Oh.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yes, that's
at
what I'm
Disney.
saying.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it was a long
remember
time
that.
ago.
That was a long
Yeah,
time ago.
like
like
the
a-
only place I've experienced that is Disney, though. I haven't experienced that anywhere else. Is that a thing anywhere else, or is that
Orlando.
I don't know.
Point
Universal
Orlando
has
has a
it.
movie
Just,
theater.
really? Okay.
Point Orlando has a 4D movie theater.
Really? Do they make the? I'm super curious. Do they make the 4D aspect of it themselves, or does the
I
studio
don't
help
know.
them or anything? I'm curious how
That's
they
a
work
good
that.
question.
Because does the director have any input on this or not?
Just like a
Probably not.
romantic
Probably
comedy
not.
and you're getting sprayed with water and
Right?
point, yeah.
Yeah,
Like in every 4D theater across the world or wherever it is it the same?
that's a good question
Like,
too. Yeah,
I
Is
think it'd
there
be
any
super
unity
cool.
here?
Like you're watching a movie and they're in a cold place and the theater gets like really cold, and then they're in a hot
that would
place
be
and it
very
starts
cool.
getting hot, or it's windy,
Yeah.
or it's like raining and there's like mist, or
Yeah.
just kind of like you're there, putting you there. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
and definitely do that with a movie that has a lot of different scenes and a lot of different environments. Like that would be super
Yeah,
cool
so I
for like
think
a travel
I
movie or
remember,
something.
I think
Going back to
Spy
travel.
Kids did it,
I remember
where they had
Really?
a scratch and sniff. Where at different parts.
Rugrats.
Oh,
The Rugrats movie.
Rugrats.
Remember?
It was awesome. At a certain, it said at a certain
Someone else did.
certain point in the movie, you would scratch and smell that part of the movie.
It would
that's
say,
cool.
"Smell now, smell
Yeah.
vision, smell now."
Yeah.
Smell of it.
So this is what it smells like.
I remember the Spy Kids 3 3D movie.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah,
I watched it
I had those
too.
glasses.
That was like one of the
Oh, man,
first
that
like
was cool.
real.
The second one was my
Yeah.
favorite by far, though.
I never finished them. Oh,
The second one
So
was
it's
good.
favorite movie.
The Spy Kids movies are cool.
Yeah, they were.
The Island.
The Island.
Island of
Lost
Lost Dreams,
Dreams.
the one with the dinosaurs and all the gadgets. Like what? Can you
What?
No,
What
but
was
yeah.
the weird characters they have, like thumbs or
The
something?
thumb kid.
Oh,
Thumb
this was
Thumbs.
that was the first one.
first
That
movie.
was the
Yeah.
first one?
Floops Flugulis.
Yes, yeah.
Help us save his music. Yes, it was
Why?
amazing. Say, help, Floop is a madman. Help us, save us. I remember
Yeah,
that
Floop is a
stuff.
madman.
Help us,
all
save
the
us.
time.
They pulled that from
I
the
love Spy
Beatles.
Kids.
They played that from. They pulled
Juno
that.
Really?
was
Yeah.
like engaged to someone or marrying someone.
Junie?
Nobody.
What
Yeah.
happened in which movie?
No, like
In
in
real
real
life.
life.
Oh, in real life.
Recently,
He's like,
yeah.
what?
Wasn't
I
he-
missed this?
I forgot who it was.
Wasn't Junie in the Godzilla movie?
I
Was he?
don't know.
I think he was.
I don't know.
I want to say he was.
I did not see the Godzilla movie.
I don't think I did either.
I saw the King Kong movie, Skull Island. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
Wait,
you know,
did they have one recently? Is that the
Spy
most
Kids
recent
4?
one? No, the King Kong.
Spy
Yeah,
Kids
it
4
was
was
recent.
trash.
That was the most recent.
I didn't see it.
Me neither. I
He's
didn't see
engaged
it.
to Meghan Trainor.
What? No!
Yes,
Oh.
that's who it was. I was like,
Oh,
what?
goodness.
Junie?
Oh,
Are you disappointed?
Yeah!
oh
That's
my.
messed up, Julia. He's a very accomplished artist.
Yes.
No.
I really don't
Why
like
not? Let us
Meghan
speak.
Trainor?
Oh,
He's my age.
If
I was
music.
you,
Yeah, I
I'd
like her.
wanna be me
Oh, I
too.
couldn't.
I'd wanna be me too.
I could
Yeah. I don't like her attempts at music.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
I like her. I mean, I don't like,
Exactly.
you know, like look at her like
Mhm.
the Beatles or something. Like,
Right.
oh, she's in, but for what she does,
She's
like
not,
that's,
no.
that's what she's going for. You know, she's going for something catchy, something you know that
Okay.
everybody likes.
I respect her attempt at art. That's all I can give
Hey,
her.
you know what? She's making more money than we are doing
You're right.
what she's doing.
Yeah, that's true.
It is catchy.
It's very true.
It's just very girly too.
Yeah.
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 I'll classify it as girl pop.
Girl pop.
Okay.
I
yeah.
would agree with that.
I get it. Going back to Spy Kids, you know the song "Who, What, When, Where, and Why"? That's
Yes.
No.
in that
Yes.
order. I remember.
What, when, where, and
Yeah.
why.
Remember
Yo, these
everybody-
will bring back so many memories.
Yeah,
right
man.
now. It's crazy.
Memory
I remember when
flashbacks
Blockbuster
right now.
rented VHS.
I know.
I
I
don't
love
remember that movie
Blockbuster.
at all. I saw the movie in theaters. I remember
Wow.
coming home being like,
But like, anytime anybody mentions the 5 W's or whatever,
Who, what, when, where, why.
like I remember them in that order because of that song. So I feel like that has, impacted my mind, and maybe any, 2000s kids ish.
Yeah.
Back when
So I
movies
think
had a
it's kinda
positive
interesting.
message.
Say what?
Back
Yeah,
when
yeah,
movies had a
yeah,
positive message.
yeah. That's true. Okay, what were you on before I interrupted us?
Arizona.
There was. Oh
Nah.
wow! I meant, okay,
long
obviously
time
I've
ago.
interrupted a couple times.
Well, anyway,
So-
going back to Arizona,
Yeah.
I just wanted to point out that it was very hot.
Yeah,
It
and
was like
dry.
100 degrees at night.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Tough.
But it
I'm like,
wasn't
why
as
am
bad
I
as Florida in
sweating
some
at
ways.
night?
It was just more dry, so you
That's
had to
what
drink a
I
lot more.
heard.
It is.
That it's like
You have to be careful. Because if you don't hydrate,
Right.
very dangerous.
I know that
We
they
went
have
for a
like
walk for like 2 miles or something. And it was not even like we started on a walk that was going to be 2 miles, and we're like, we can't do this because we're just not used to that environment.
I know when they have like their heat waves, they actually have like advisories that you're
Like, yeah,
supposed to
stay
check on
inside.
like your elderly parents and like animals and things like that. You need to
Wow.
go physically check on them because a lot of
Wow.
times people die in their homes and stuff like
Wow,
that
that's
from the
amazing.
heat, just extreme heat.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Pretty intense.
Don't they have like AC though?
I think so, but I don't know.
They don't.
They really don't.
It's not
I'm sure
allowed
they
there.
It's actually illegal.
It is
It's a
illegal to
weird
own an air
law.
conditioner.
No, that's an Alaska law.
Weather,
That's an Alaska law.
Oh dear.
It's kind of like Florida, though. It's like, why do people live here?
Disney
Disney.
It's
Beaches.
the worst.
beaches.
Be
Yeah.
close to gators.
Oranges.
No,
That are exported.
it's not a
Do
reason.
not sell oranges on street
Do not
corners.
sell oranges on street corners. You'll be arrested
Do
for
you,
that.
do you guys
You'll be
like
arrested.
living in Florida?
I like the diving,
No.
and I like my friends.
You don't like Florida at all?
Mm-mm.
I appreciate
Way
it
too
much
hot.
more now since my last trip. Because
Yeah.
when I came back, I was like, oh, it's like all my life I've always been like, oh, Florida's the worst. I can't wait to get out, whatever. But like since I've seen how other places are,
Give
I'm
you
like,
some
wow,
perspective.
It's really
Yeah.
beautiful.
I don't
I-
do well at all with the heat here.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
too
I'm the
much for you then?
opposite.
Really?
I don't like the cold.
Me neither.
Not
I
at
love
all.
the
I
cold.
actually
I
love the
love
cold.
50 is my favorite.
It's-
But, that's
I
not
live in
super
the
cold or
50s, bro.
anything by any means. But that's
Yeah.
what I love.
I love the snow.
Yeah.
Snow is great.
I've only seen snow like 3 or 4 times.
Same here, yeah. Maybe
That's why
like
you
4.
like it. I don't know. Like I hear so many
Haven't
people.
shoveled it yet.
Young people that are just like, oh, I hate Florida. And I'm just like,
But why?
I don't know. Florida for me is awesome. It
Like,
has so many things.
There are things that are appealing about Florida,
Sure.
but there are just other things I don't like about
Yeah,
it.
like for one thing, you need a car.
yeah,
Yeah,
You can't walk.
absolutely.
Okay.
You're not gonna be able to walk from here to like
Anywhere.
your job.
Yeah.
It's like 20 minutes away.
Right.
Yeah.
because
Well,
you'd die.
Fair enough.
The camping
Oh,
is
he
pretty
showed-
good.
Would.
I like the camping here.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I've
but I haven't
actually
camped
never been
anywhere else, so
camping.
there's no
There's
comparison right now.
I like
Currently,
being around the water.
Yeah.
That's what's
Yes.
cool. I like being around the water.
You got that on
Jared's
three
like, I
sides,
got
you're
water
ready
on
to
3
go.
sides. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the place you want to be.
And on the inside, all the natural springs.
yes,
Oh, that's
yes,
true, yeah.
they're amazing.
Yes,
Yes,
I'm saying we have a lot
I
of
enjoyed.
cool.
Yeah, I've been to the
Outdoor
springs
dive
like
with-
once or
dive with
twice.
Reggie.
True.
Who's Reggie?
Reggie's a turtle in Blue Grotto.
No.
He's
Okay.
like a 70-year-old turtle.
Oh, wow.
He's a really cool dude. Hold on, wait. Is it Reggie?
Reginald.
Is it
Reggie.
Reggie?
We text all the time.
Sorry,
Like
not
this.
Reggie. Virgil.
Oh,
Dive with
Virgil.
Oh, cool.
Did you actually dive with
I
Virgil?
have dove with Virgil multiple times.
Really?
On my open water dive where I freaked out, and then on my 100-foot dive.
Hmm.
Do you have stories about these things?
You want me to talk about when I freaked out?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, we were all like on that.
You can't say freaked out.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Skip
not talk
straight to
about
that
it. Yeah. Skip to the freaked out bit.
I pulled out my knife, and no,
Oh, okay.
I didn't have a knife then.
Not then, but
Then?
now.
He does now?
Yeah, that's right.
I have one for each hand.
Oh wow!
No, like
Was it
honest-
because of this experience?
No,
All right, just let him tell the story.
I have two knives. You getting a cookie? I have two knives because if you get a fish hook in your left hand, you can't get the knife with your hand. And same thing. Like if it's caught,
That's a
in
real
area-
problem that I experience daily.
Daily.
You're doing
Every
it
other
wrong.
Julian, you're fishing wrong, but
Tell your story.
It goes
Sorry.
in the water. Not on you.
oh, what? Wait, buddy, how
tell
are you
me
casting?
now.
Are you casting from the real
Backwards.
side, or are you casting from the tip?
Oh, please tell your story.
So there's a thing that. There's a thing that you wear called a buoyancy compensator. It fills and deflates with air, and it holds your weight to balance you out. On the back is your tank. Attached to that's your regulator. So they ran of BCDs acronym, and I was using one of the instructors. His is set up to where the control panel, the buttons that you push to inflate and deflate, is also a backup regulator. So it's a really useful tool. What I didn't know is all regulators have a purge valve where you're just letting out air if it fills with water.
Oh.
I overinflated my BC and I was trying to deflate it, but I just kept hitting the purge valve and I was just letting out copious amounts of air, thinking that I was doing the right thing.
Oh.
So when everyone had 2,000 to 1,500 psi of air, I was down to 500. And like, all right, we're gonna practice skills. Spit out your regulator and go find it, or take off your
What?
mask. Yeah.
No, thank you.
And continue.
I did my skills, and then I freaked out, and they got me out. They're like, yeah, you're fine. And then we went back in and had fun.
Wow.
Wow.
You need to have, like, some scary experience for diving. So
Then
you
you're
can
good.
appreciate it, and then you're good. It has to keep you, like, humble so you respect the sport.
Is that like driving?
Yeah, you have to get in one accident. Check.
One near-death experience and you're good to go.
Yeah, there you go.
Have you had that yet?
I've never actually been diving.
Yeah?
The closest thing I've gotten was called snuba.
Yeah.
I did it on a cruise where like you're connected to the boats, so you're not actually like free diving.
Okay.
But you still have the respirator in your mouth. And
Oh.
you're still
Oh.
going around with your
Regulator.
goggles on.
Like in Spy Kids. Oh, wait.
It was a respirator. Regulator? Whatever it's called.
The thing that you breathe in.
Yes, I was breathing, kept me alive.
Good.
It was
a good
looked
draw.
around, saw fish.
Keep her alive.
When you go like a certain depth, you have to like come up like slowly, right?
After you go past 40 feet, you have to stop at 15 feet for 3 minutes.
Wow.
Because your body... Because you're breathing air and it's getting compressed, and in your bloodstream, the nitrogen particles are also getting compressed. So if you ascend too quickly, they expand too quickly, causing
Yeah.
the bends.
I was going to say, is that the bends?
That's the
Okay.
bends. Yeah, where it gets
That's what I
in
thought.
your joints and it painful. And
That's like a permanent thing.
it depends. If you get to something called a hyperbaric chamber. Yeah, hyperbaric chamber. They kind of balance you out. You have to stay there depending on the depth. You have to, depending on the depth
Really?
and for how long, will determine how long you have to be in there. Sometimes it's permanent.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes it's dead.
So what are the effects of that if your balance is off or whatever?
Explode.
You die.
No, you literally could implode.
Really?
You
Not
won't-
too bad.
You
You know,
won't
not
see
too
it.
It's terrible.
That escalated quickly.
What happens when astronauts go to the space?
That,
Space.
except in reverse. No, you could have nerve damage.
Really?
Yeah, like pinched nerves, paralysis,
Oh,
stuff
wow.
like that.
Wow.
Take your safety stop.
Yeah.
Follow the rules.
Yeah.
And like if you go to like 100 feet, you have to stop at 50 feet for a minute, and then at 15 feet for 3 minutes.
Okay.
Just be safe about it.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that. I feel like I would get anxiety because I'd feel like I was like trapped, you know, because like knowing
Underwater,
that I can't
like, I
just
need
go
to be
up.
here.
You're not
Yeah.
gonna be able to make it all the way up
Right,
on
right.
one breath.
Yeah.
Knowing
Well-
that you have to like stop, like it
Underwater.
make me feel.
Yeah.
One of the
in
things
a tin
that they
can.
teach you is they make you swim horizontally 60 feet when you first start out, so you know you can do it in one breath. So it's like emergency, I gotta go, call 911, they'll get you to a chamber. So they can help you, especially at, like when you're at 60 feet. It's bad, but it's not as bad as like a 200-foot dive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a teacher, history teacher, him and his buddy were doing a 90-foot dive, and they saw some dark shadow they assumed was a shark, and his buddy shot up at 90 feet, and he was in a hyperbaric chamber for 23 hours, but he was
Wow.
fine.
Okay.
Wow.
What does hyperbaric chamber do?
That's crazy.
They put you in there, and they put you back to the pressure that you
Oh,
were at.
okay. So
And they just
basically, it
stabilize you
recreates
slowly?
the.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
There are certain divers who are, they literally, if you're like an underwater welder,
Okay.
what they do is, this
Keep
is
a
really
couple hyperbaric chambers on site.
cool. You actually, after you're done working, you have to stay in them for a couple days.
Wow.
Wow.
Because you're living underwater. They build facilities for you to live at.
What?
Yeah, so if you're like an underwater welder, it's not cost effective to have you dive down to 90 feet, stay there for 20 minutes.
Oh, it's not cost effective.
It's all about the money.
Yeah.
And time management. You can only do like a 90-foot dive for maybe 20 minutes.
Okay.
Like ballpark, I'm not looking at my chart right now. But what they'll do is
There's
they'll
a
build a
chart.
facility at 60 feet or around there. You'll
Weird.
live there. And
How do
that's-
you live? Oh, wow.
They bring you food, they bring you stuff. It's attached, there's air.
Is it like like I'm imagining all these concept art that they have where we're going to live underwater one day, and it's just like a big
not like that.
open
It's
thing.
not like
so
that.
how is it? How do you
Imagine
get food
a
to you?
non-mobile submarine.
Okay.
But is there open air and space inside that you can breathe and
Yes.
stuff while taking off your? Okay, cool.
Yeah, there's spaces where you can go to the bathroom and sleep and stuff. It's just very cramped.
Okay. Like the space station.
It's kind of like that.
Underwater
except-
space station.
Yeah, but what they
Whoa.
do is your new atmosphere,
Right.
your atmospheric pressure is 60 feet.
Okay.
So that when you go down to 90 feet, it's only a
It's only
30
like
foot.
you're doing
It's
a
only
30-foot
30
dive. I got it. Cool.
Gotcha.
So you could stay there longer.
Could you, in theory, do that until you're used to being like 1,000 feet underwater?
No, your body would explode at around 300 feet.
Okay.
Enjoyable science.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable
Well, it
science.
wouldn't be exploding. It'd be more like
That's
Imploding.
yeah. Unless like you're doing Trimax diving or you're in a suit.
Okay. Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
It's fun stuff. If you do it right, you won't be. If accidents happen, you are trained to get out of the accidents.
Okay. Well, guys, you know what? This has actually been an hour of podcasting already.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's
So, this has been the travel
So,
section.
Coffee break?
Yeah, so you want to do a coffee
Ooh,
break
and pie.
and pie. Coffee and
I
pie.
second that.
So let's do a coffee and pie break, and then
Key
we'll be
lime
back.
and
Buy into
Oreo.
coffee.
So this has been Oddcast episode 6. We've hoped you enjoyed it, and see you for 7 next month.
Until next time.